Hey guys, welcome back to my workshop. In the last video, I shared a tutorial on how to install cabinets. I only have a few more videos left before the final reveal of the workshop. We're so close to being done. In this video, I will be trimming out the windows, door, and baseboard. Let's get into it. Here's the material that I'm using to trim out the windows, door, and baseboard. I will link this material and the tools that I used in the description below. For base trim, I'm using this 3 1/4 inch baseboard. For the door, I'm using this 3 1/4 inch door casing. And for the windows, I'm using this 2 1/4 inch casing, as well as 1x6 or 1x4 boards that I will rip down for the window jambs. To install the trim, I'm using this brad nailer with 2-inch brad nails. To cut the trim, I'm using my miter saw as well as my table saw and jigsaw. I have some shims on hand in case I need to place them behind the trim or at the corners to make tight joints. Let's start with the door casing first. You'll want to trim out the doors first before doing the baseboard. Like I said, this is a workshop, so I'm just using very basic trim. I took a measurement for the 2 vertical pieces first. I square cut the bottom of the trim where it hits the floor, and then I made a 45-degree miter cut at the top. After these 2 pieces were cut, I secured them with 2-inch brad nails, leaving about a 1/4 inch reveal. I didn't nail the top of the vertical trim just yet. I want to wait until I install the horizontal piece in case I need to make any minor adjustments at the miter joints. After the vertical pieces were installed, I took a measurement from long end to long end for the horizontal piece. I mitered each end of the horizontal piece and then secured it, making sure to keep that same 1/4 inch reveal across the top of the door jamb. It's a good idea to have some shims on hand in case you need to place them behind the trim or at the corners to create a tight joint. It's best practice to glue your joints and nail them together, but like I said, this is just the workshop and any small imperfection I can fix with caulking. The door casing is finished. Now let's work on the baseboard. I made a square cut where the base hits the door casing and then mitered the corner at 45 degrees where it hits the corner of the wall. For the next piece, I started with another 45-degree miter. I also mitered the opposite end. I don't have trim long enough to go the full length of the wall, so I'll have to use 2 pieces here. Instead of straight cutting the baseboard at the joint, I mitered that joint so that the seam is less visible. These floors are a little wavy, so there were some gaps in the baseboard and the floor. You could scribe the bottom of the baseboard so that it fits tight. You could also use some small shoe trim to hide any gaps. I didn't think the gaps were too noticeable here, so I'm leaving it as is for the workshop. Next, let's work on trimming out the windows. I'm going with a more traditional style for the window trim. There's so many different styles and trim work available. I recommend going online and finding a picture of what you like and then try to replicate it. First, I'm going to install the window jamb. There's a few ways to do this. You can build the entire box first and then set it in place. I'm just going to piece it in, starting with the bottom stool piece. I have 1x6 boards that I'm ripping down so that the stool overhangs the window about 1.5 inches. I also cut the length so that it will overhang the casing about 1.5 inches as well. Now that it's ripped down, I'm setting it in front of the window and marking out where I need to notch out the corners. To notch out the corners, I'm using my jigsaw. I secured this piece with brad nails and then took measurements for the 2 side jamb pieces. Like I said before, you could build the entire box, glue and nail the corners together, and then set the jamb in place, shimming it out nice and level, but I think it's a little easier and less time consuming to do it this way. I ripped down 1x4 boards to fit the left, right, and top side of the window jamb. I cut all the boards to length and then secured them to the window framing with 2-inch brad nails. Before we finish the window casing, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, RAINPOINT. RAINPOINT is an intelligent irrigation system. The Smart Plus garden irrigation system enables environmental monitoring and customized schedules right from your phone. We've added a ton of new landscaping and a little veggie garden to the backyard recently, and with this system, we're able to create a specific irrigation plan while reducing water waste. In a previous video, I showed the irrigation display hub, the 2-zone water timer, and the soil and moisture sensor. Here, I'm going to show you how to integrate the water flow meter, rain sensor, and outdoor air humidity sensor. I've already connected the display hub in the HomeGar app. Now I'm going to connect the other 3 devices according to the instructions. Here we have the water flow meter. This allows you to track real-time water data wherever you are through your phone. This allows you to quickly estimate total watering time. You can set water limits and get an instant app notification when this water flow meter detects that you have exceeded the water consumption. This has so many great water-saving features. It's a great helper to control every drop of water, whether you're watering your garden, washing your car, etc. Here is the outdoor air humidity sensor. This product is for detecting outdoor temperature and humidity, so you can always have proper judgment of your outdoor environment. Here is the rain sensor, which collects accurate rain data. You can then analyze this data as a graph on your app. Check out the RAINPOINT links below if you'd like to set up your own smart garden watering system. We have the window jamb installed. Now let's install the casing and apron pieces. I took measurements for the side casing pieces first, making sure to leave a 1/4 inch reveal around the window jamb. I mitered the corners of the casing and then installed the casing with 2-inch brad nails. Once again, I didn't nail the top near the miter yet until my top casing piece is in place, in case I need to make any adjustments. For the top casing piece, I took a measurement from long end to long end and mitered each of those corners. I secured the top casing piece with 2-inch brad nails. Like I mentioned before, best practice is to glue the miter joints and nail them together. Last but not least, let's install the bottom apron piece. I beveled each end of the apron piece 45 degrees, and then I'm going to cut a small return piece so that the trim pattern continues around the corner. I centered the apron piece so that it lines up with the casing above and secured it with 2-inch brad nails. For my small return pieces, I glued them up and taped them in place until the wood glue dried. All of the trim work is installed. Now it's time to fill nail holes, caulk, and then paint. Trim work is one of my favorite projects. I love the attention to detail. It's such a simple detail, yet it enhances the look of the entire room. If you're doing trim work anytime soon, go online and check out different styles. There's so much you can do to customize your trim and make it complement the style of your home. That is all on how to install trim. I hope you learned a few helpful tips. I only have 2 more videos left in this series until the final reveal of my workshop. I can't wait to get this finished and to start working on some other cool projects that I have planned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.